You have a nice day. Okay, so you guys are doing all right? Good, good. Yeah, so once again, guys, it's still June the 10th, and it's still June the 10th. And I promise you, it's still It's still June the 10th, and obviously. And when I published earlier today, about an hour ago, or 35 minutes ago, whatever it was, when I published earlier today, the video recording, it's a lot of technical information that's being declassified temporarily, and it's information that is just not supposed to become popular at any given point because of the situation we are facing right now, the situation actually underway, a global war which will be declared later this month or early next month. I've had to publish, some of the video recordings which are completely highly condensed in the communication effort. The terminologies and the information are highly convoluted. Okay, it's for operative purposes. It's declassified information covering for, honest declassified information, actually complementing information which are not yet declassified, top secret information. So that's the reason why it's very complex in nature and why sometimes it's a bit mind-boggling and sometimes it's difficult to understand and comprehend or remember, So I'm not schizophrenic. I'm not sick whatsoever. I need you guys to know that. Okay? I am not schizophrenic. I am not sick. And what I want you guys to know, what I have published in via the work papers and the work reports and the legal article, The New Societies, Concepts and Political Apperceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality, those are completely conventional as legal and political documents. So even though you can clearly see that top secret or confidential information has been declassified toward authoring and publishing the material, as that's clear at this particular point. Okay, as you see that, you can imagine that some of the folks would have concluded that the highly legal nature and technical nature of the content of the legal article and the work papers having to do with legal and political tenets might fool some into believing that it's schizophrenic information or it's just highly intelligent, illiterate information. It's just not. Okay? And so how can you be highly intelligent and be illiterate at the same time? It must be purposeful or deceitful. Yeah, that was the book sketch published in 2012. Not the work papers, not the work reports, and certainly not the legal article of 204 pages, The New Societies, Concepts and Political Apperceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality. Once again, the legal article, authored and published solely by me, Shawn Dexter John, and all of the work papers and the work reports are squarely mine. And the legal article itself, it is officially titled Americana, The New Societies, Concepts and Political Apperceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality. Okay, so everything that I've provided to you guys is technically sound. It's not over convoluted. It's very, at times it's very difficult to understand, but it's certainly not deceptive. Regarding the legal article, the work papers, and the work reports, once again, it's highly intelligent. It's clearly written by me, a genius. And being honest, I'm not trying to be arrogant. I want you guys to know that I'm not joking around and I take my work seriously. Okay? So, clearly written by a genius. And even when it's easier to understand, there's certain, tenets that I have transcribed within the work papers and the work reports are more simplistic than others. There's nothing simpleton within any of my works other than what ought to be simpleton. And it's only minimal at this particular point. Okay? Certain things are just ought to be clearly, conveyed or communicated in ordinary and standard language, per the perception of an ordinary layman of, common understanding or common education. Okay? So once again, even though I published my work for being reviewed and assessed and documented and codified by the federal government of professionals legalists and other public servants, or public servants in general, I have made sure that it is comprehensible to laymen alike, laymen and professionals alike. I've made sure of this. A layman would have to read the legal article over and over and over again to be able to comprehend what it's saying, but he or she will clearly know that it's competent, it's coherent, it's highly literate, it's intelligent, and it's exceptionally genius. The legal article, Americana, the New Societies, Concepts, and Political Apperceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality. Once again, when you read it, layman and professional alike, what you see is that it's completely coherent, competent, literate, highly intelligent, and exceptionally so. Completely genius and completely written by me, conceptualized, transcribed, edited, and published by me. It was authored by me and published by me. Okay? The work papers are of the same sort of legal reality. The work reports are of the same sort of legal reality, the same legal reality. I have over almost 500 work papers, work reports, aside the legal article, published. I do have some commentaries, short commentaries and short essays within that, but I have almost 500, specifically, when I say 500 or half a millennia, I mean 500. Okay, I have about 500 published works for the most part, okay? Some are very exhaustive, some are large in content, and some are just brief, like the commentaries. Okay, some of the commentaries on the original commentaries on the Universal Declaration and the Constitution of the United States. I have a lot of, not a lot, but I have at least 20, 30 short essays that I do have on my website, which are highly political in nature and not necessarily legalistically written, but they completely highly intelligent, coherent, and convey what ought to be conveyed about the particular issue. Okay? I need you guys to believe that because that's the truth. I am advocating that you guys believe it, not because it's only in my self-interest, but because it's in the interest, not the self-interest, but it's in the interest of the United States government and people, and it's also in the interest of the global society, the global population, with the United Nations in representation of that. Okay? They're gonna suffer so much. Okay, it's documented now. But anyway, guys, I'm not gonna have a hard time, okay? I'm not gonna have a hard time at all. I'm not gonna eat bread and butter and Kool-Aid for the rest of my life. I'm actually gonna get my $10 million into my Truist bank account by August 2024. I promise you that's the truth. My stepfather in Antigua and Barbuda, who visits the United States every once in a while, he has promised that all of Dominica and all of Antigua have stolen my money. He's just lying. He's just a liar. Okay? I'm not going to be poor. All of you guys who signed up to watch me be poor, you guys are going to end up exhaustively poor or on SSI if I am merciful. I promise you. Don't sign up for anything crazy.